In W.I.S.H 3.6.02, we've introduced the capability to create a user code which is essentially a restricted user. This means that you can allow them access to some of the screens in W.I.S.H, but the majority of the screens they will be locked out of. And here's how we do this. So just notice that right now I'm logged in as the administrator here, and my first step is I'm going to create that new user code. So I'm going to go up to admin functions and down to maintain users. I'm going to create a new user code for a person, and I'm going to make the user login code be Jill, and that's going to be the person's name. Now I'm just going to save that record. So there's Jill. When I'm highlighted on her record here like I am right now, I can now click on this button up here that says restrict user. And when I click onto that button, now if none of these are ticked, then they are basically an unrestricted user and they can get into all of the normal user screens. But as soon as I tick any of these, it changes their status to a restricted user. So let's say I just want them to be able to do crisis calls, and maybe I want them to do staff memos and also police and emergency contact. Whatever you choose off here is the only screens that they will be allowed into. So now if I click on the save button here, you'll notice on the far right column opposite Jill's name, she's being marked as a restricted user. And here's what that means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out as administrator. I'm going to log in as that new person who is Jill. And I'm going to have to create a password for Jill so I can get in. So let me just do that right now. Okay. And now when I log in as her, what you see is my screen looks normal, but if I try to say get into a client workbook, it does not let me in. It does not let me into anything that I'm blocked from, but it does let me in to the crisis calls, which I'm allowed to access. Also down here on the menus, you see the majority of the items are grayed out and I won't be able to get into. We did allow Jill access to crisis calls, so she can actually do a call search in here as well as police contacts. So that's, in a nutshell, that's the how to set up a restricted user in W.I.S.H.